Well, here I am. Welcome back to Privately Outspoken. My life is a podcast, and today is going to prove that. I open up to edit and finish up the last portion of my last episode, and lo and behold, I have lost it. So I'm going to take that from a sign from the universe that I should simply re record it. And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm not going to be upset. I'm going to dive right in. Today's episode is about friendship, and it's called I Am Not the Friend Who. So, just to set the scene, I'm having a conversation with one of my friends a little while ago, and we're talking about life and relationships and all sorts of things as we do. And the next morning, I was sitting on my couch and I was having my coffee, and I thought to myself, I'm not the friend who. I care so much about my friendships. They mean so very much to me, and I value them, but I'm not the friend who won't tell it like it is. I am not the friend who will sugarcoat things. I will not be the friend who will hide the hard. I am not the friend who won't speak candidly. I am not the friend, and this is what I feel is the most important part of who I am as a person and as a friend. I am not the friend who won't remind you of your power and your greatness and how much you're worth it, how good you are, how you should always just remember that and don't take anything that you don't have to. I want to talk about the different dynamics within a friendship. Some that are just complete humorous, some that are just so lighthearted, and some that are very serious, right? We all have those. If we don't, we absolutely should. We are in control of our friendships, and I think that's very important. We're in control of our relationships, period. Say you're spending time with somebody and you're having a great time and it's just very natural and you just of course you're like really good friends, so nothing you do is not fun. Not long ago, my friend and I went to Abraham Lake. We took a day trip. We drove out there. We left really early. We spent the whole day. We went hiking, went and took some pictures. We chatted, we laughed the entire time. We talked the whole car ride, both there and back, of course. And we just laughed. We had such a good time. We needed our girl time. But during that, how many different things happened that was so amusing? And for instance, like we always call it, what do we call it for us women? We call it shenanigans. But my favorite part of like friendship is when you have this day and you go through all these shenanigans. We had so many little things happen. It was just hysterical. There were people on the ice and we were just like, what is happening? That is not safe. There were people that got stuck. We were amused by watching them try to get out, and we were making sure they were safe in our own little way, and of course didn't leave until we knew they were safe. And then, of course, we got into a situation where we had to get out of, and we were kind of stuck. And getting through that was pretty intense in the moment, but pretty good story later. And I was later on telling somebody else about just our whole day. He asked about our day, and I was explaining it, and I just couldn't stop laughing. And then he couldn't stop laughing at me telling back the story. And he's just like, wow, you ladies had such a great time. And he was thoroughly amused by just the shenanigans that I was describing. So I love the animation and the stories and the experiences that come out of just spending time together. Then, of course, what's another dynamic? Do you have the real friend? Not the REAL friend, but the REEL friend. I have plenty of those. We just real bomb each other all day, every day. It's hysterical. We make fun of ourselves. We send each other reels that are, of course, personal and in jest with little captions that say this is so you, ha ha ha, or this is so me, ha ha ha. And we go through them in the middle of the night or whenever we have a few minutes, and we either like them or we reply to them or we hands up them or however we decide to respond to that. That type of dynamic of a friendship is so funny to me and so uplifting because we have so many serious things that we go through in our life, but to have just some laughter and some comedy involved in that as we grow and as we recognize and learn about ourselves, I think that is super important. And then, it's just like a non-judgmental way to just have a lot of fun. And one of my favorite feelings in the world is seeing that my friend is online and they woke up to about 90 reels from me, or I woke up to about probably 30 from them. And I know they're having a great time laughing. I know they're laughing, and it makes me feel good knowing that they're getting that second or 2 minutes in the day to laugh and, get that little break. And I know they feel the same way when they know that I'm online reading what they had sent me. And I just absolutely love that dynamic and that openness to be able to do that with friends. What about those friendships that you just can't get your schedules aligned? I have this friend just in particular, and I can probably name a few, but she's so dear to me and she's so wonderful. However, our text thread is hilarious. For example, if I were to open it right now, it would show I saw her a few months ago. We went out as a group of friends, and about a month later, I sent her this picture that had popped up on one of my memories, and it was of us together. And I sent it to her with no words, no explanation, no nothing, because of course she knows that what that would mean was I was thinking about her. I haven't forgotten her. I love her. I miss her, etc. So I don't hear from her. There's no reply to the photo, which is absolutely fine. 3 weeks later, she sends a message, miss you, we should go for a drink. So of course it takes me a week and I reply back to her and I say, yes, exclamation mark, heart, no reply, dead air. Later, I was like, okay, when? Laugh out loud because that was hilarious. But we had said it, but not planned it. So fast forward. So what happens after that? She sends me two options to meet her, literally only an hour and a half window, which I cannot make work for me. So I suggest something for like 2 weeks from then, and we can't make it work. So there we have it. We just can't make it work. We're going to try again. But it's always these people that we really love and care about. I love this particular friend. She's so caring. She's so loving. She's such a strong personality and influence in the community. She is a wonderful wife, a wonderful mother. When I'm around her, I feel good about myself. I feel good about our friendship. She's so fun to be with, and I just love her. When it comes back to not being the friend who, what's another thing I do for myself? I'm not going to be the friend who won't tell them when they're being treated poorly. If you are around any of my friends and you have been given this gift of being their friend or being in their lives in any way, shape, or form, I will 100% not bite my tongue. You will absolutely not get away with treating them poorly. I will tell them when I see something that doesn't sound right, doesn't feel right, doesn't make me happy. I will tell them without any filter whatsoever how what is happening is not okay. I have no problem with that. No one is treating my friend poorly, period. I want to talk about the friend that I am as well. I'm the friend who knows who you are. If I've chosen for you to be part of my life and I think that you are of value to me and I feel like I am of value to you and I cherish our friendship, then I'm the friend that you can text at all hours of the night. You can phone me. We can get our kids together. We can go for a walk at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday night. We can go for coffee. We can go hiking. You want to go do something different? You have an event to go to? Then I'll be there for you. You want to come hang out in my garage and cry? You want to go meet me at the park and sit in our cars and just vent? Absolutely. I am that friend. I'm very supportive. Also, don't allow friendships in my life that aren't reciprocated in the exact same way. My friendships that I've built, we know each other really well. We know our hearts. We can text each other a sentence or a word. And if we don't reply to that and we just go on about something else 3 days later, we know it all comes back around. We know that we're actually savoring our friendship by not replying to it because we want to give it the proper attention. So in that moment that we've sent it or that we can't reply to it, we're just waiting, and we will. And I love my friendships in particular because it happens all the time. We cannot talk for days and we just get right back into it. There's no end to our conversation. There's no, okay, talk to you later, bye. I don't even think that's in my text thread. We just have a completely open-ended years gone by chat thread. One thing I really particularly like doing which is a different type of support, something that I seek sometimes when I'm going through something or when I just want to not necessarily talk or vent out my issues or my things that I'm going through in life, but you just need a different type of break. I love to go dancing. My friends like to go dancing. It's one of those times where you don't just get together and talk, you actually just let loose, and all those stresses of your day and of your life are just melted away just for that short period of time. You're just listening to the music, you're laughing, you're smiling, and you're not focused on the negative. You're just focused on resetting your energy and then bringing it back into yourself so that you can just rock the world again. We don't need to settle for mediocre friendships anymore. We invest in their lives, their feelings, their importance, and we know each other's hearts inside and out. There's no intention misconceptions because of how well we know each other. That's something I've experienced in the past, and it's ridiculous. I would not allow that now. If you don't know me as a person and you know my intent and you're questioning anything about that part of our friendship, then you don't truly know me and off you go. That's a you problem. That's for something that you have to fix within yourself, and it has nothing to do with me. Look at your friendships and the circle of people around you and ask yourself questions like, who's there? Who can you call? Who can you call? Who is one of the first people that you want to tell good news to? Who is protective of you as a friend? Who would hear something about you that they actually know you so well that they would already know that you wouldn't do that? That's really important in a friendship. There are times in our life that you need your friends in a different capacity. Sometimes it's all fun and games and experiences and laughter, but sometimes it's very serious. I felt that. I felt that a few years ago. I was going through the very hardest, most scariest time of my life. My friend dropped everything, and I will never ever forget. Just to this day, I just have such love for her, even more than I did before. She was there for me. She sensed it. She was going through her own things in her life, which were also, chaotic at points. But she knew, and based on the situation and the need, she knew and she completely came and was here for me. She stayed up all night with me. She was protective of me. She never showed in any way, shape, or form any type of behavioral or verbal communication or signal that she had to go. I knew she was just there for me for the time that I needed. And it helped. It helped me get through something that I'll never forget. I'll never forget how she was there for me. Over my life, I've developed all these relationships and friendships, and I'm actually really proud of myself for choosing people who are good. I describe it as letting people into my heart circle. There's people that are in it, and then there's people that I know are really, really good people, and I want to build a bigger friendship with them, but it just hasn't happened yet. But I know it's there. I can feel that. I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was actually describing my friends and the people who I really connect with just in general in my life. And it dawned on me that we all have a common denominator. I was literally talking through and saying, okay, so I have and these aren't just acquaintances. These are people who are friends, right? There are nurses, there are caregivers, there are preschool teachers, there are EAs, there are people who are involved in the community. How it resonates with me and connects with me and how we are the same, which is the foundation for friendship, is we're all loving and caring. We all have big hearts. We're all down to earth. We're all hilarious, but we all have these strong friendships. Another thing I notice with my own friendships is I'm friends with women who are sure of themselves. Yes, we all have these little insecure moments, but as a whole, we all are so confident. Confidence in friendship as a woman is so important. When you take out all that competition and all the comparisons and you really, really know someone, your friendships are stronger. I personally will never settle for anything less than that. If you feel competitiveness, then there's something not right there. I don't want that in my life. My best advice for friendship would be to build friendships with people who have great things to say about you. Your friends should have the utmost most respect for you, and they should really like you. When I talk about my friends, I talk so highly of them because it's absolutely true. I'm really proud of that. I'm proud to be friends with people who are good people. I'm proud that they allow me to be their friend because they see that I'm a good person. My friends are funny. My friends are down to earth. My friends are understanding. My friends are vulnerable. My friendships are reciprocated. We want the best for each other, and they will go out of their way as will I, to do anything they can to help each other be happier in any way, shape, or form. If that means advice, awesome. If that means listening, simply listening so that they feel like they matter and that their voice is heard because maybe someone in their life isn't allowing that or making them feel like their voice is heard, then that's what we are for them. When it comes to male friendships and respect for men in general, from my perspective and experience, I have this one friend and I've been friends with him since we were very young. Most people don't even know we've been friends and how strong a friendship that we have built over the years. He is one of the first males that I can actually have a deeper intellectual conversation with, and I really respect that about him. He calls me on my shit. He questions things. I'm often the one being thought provoking when having discussions, but he's one person for me that definitely does it back, and he asks tough questions. And he gets that out of me, and that's very rare, to be perfectly honest. It's rare, and I value that friendship a lot. Along the same life timeline, I have a friend that doesn't even live in this town anymore, and I used to talk to her when I first started having babies. I used to talk to her every single day. We used to talk for hours every single day on the phone, and now we talk like once a year. I got to visit her last summer or the summer before that, and that was a blast, and it's like we've never been apart. I love her dearly. She's such a good mother. She's such a good wife. She's such a good person. That's another thing that I really love about who I'm around. We're all really, really good mothers. The last dynamic I want to discuss would be what I've discovered in my life that I didn't have. And for myself, I was married a lot of years and I had 6 kids with this person, but I actually never experienced friendship within a romantic relationship. I never even knew people had relationships like that. I never saw it as a child, and it was not in front of me as an adult. Now that I have experienced it, and I've experienced it on more than one occasion, and my children have now experienced it, which when I think about it can just be absolutely life changing for them. To me, that type of level of intimacy is just a totally different type of love. Friendship and romantic relationships to me means playfulness, means inside jokes, means feeling good about yourself when you're with them, really liking the person's personality. You have fun with them. You don't feel judged by them. They want what's best for you. You can feel that. They don't think you're not good. And when you do mess up or when you do have imperfections, they work with you to resolve that. When they can recognize when you're at a low and they lift you up instead of put you down. They find a way to do these things because they love you. When it comes down to really actually liking and wanting to spend time with someone, your brain creates this anticipation that you actually can't wait to see this person. You just feel good being with them. You want to give your time to them just as much as they want to invest into you. I lived my whole life without this, and I would just never not have that now. You can check off all the boxes and you can have all these red flags and green flags all you want, but if you don't have a foundation of respect and lightheartedness, not just the hard stuff within your romantic relationship, you'll never get through the hard stuff. The person should see your boundaries as being of high value of yourself as a person. What you challenge them with is exactly that to them. It's a task, it's a challenge for them. They want to make you happy. That's what love is. You want someone to want you to be happy, and they do the same back to you. When you have that foundation in a romantic relationship where you are not only just partners in life, but you're actually really friends and you like each other as people and as human beings, I can't imagine a scenario where that wouldn't work out for you in creating a more fulfilled life. It's just so very eye opening. I can't believe I missed out on this my whole life. The natural chemistry should be kind of undeniable. You want lust and you want passion, but you also want these tender, loving moments when you can just look into their eyes and you see a different light in them. Sometimes you see fire. I know for me, I have a lot of fire in me. And if someone can't recognize that and get that as a plus, oh, that's unfortunate because my fire is incredible and I do a lot of good things with my fire. They should see you as sexy. They should see your goals as something they can help you with. Sometimes they just have to match what you see for yourself and work with you to grow that so that you're always growing together. This life is hard. Don't settle. Those are my thoughts. Those are lessons that I've learned throughout my lifetime, and I'm still learning, as you should be. So, what are we going to do, friends? We're going to check in on our friends today. We're going to reel bond them and make them laugh. We're going to reach out to them when we need them. We're going to reach out to them and make sure that they don't need us in some capacity that we can help them feel better. We're going to reevaluate our friendships, remember our standards, and remember that we teach people how to treat us. And let's be grateful. To my friends, I love you so very much. I could not do this life without you. I am forever grateful for you. And as always, I am grateful for myself for choosing and being in control of what I allow in my life. That will never change. I have learned that lesson. Build the life you want. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is coming to do it for you. I'm going to leave this episode the same way I started it, with a coffee and a message. I am not the friend who will settle, and neither should you. Take care of yourself, take care of your friends. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Go have some fun.